Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're making a Biscoff loaf cake, or a knockoff Biscoff loaf cake because it's Aldi's spread and biscuits, but tastes the same. So in our mixture goes butter and some soft brown sugar, and I'm just going to cream that. Once that's creamed, I'm going to add some self-raising flour. And I'm going to also add some spices, so it's kind of giving carroty cakey kind of vibes, but it is really nice. If you like your spices, it's quite an autumny kind of thing, I think, this sort of bake, because like I say, it's got the nutmeg, ginger and the cinnamon in. So it is like a lightly spiced loaf cake. It's really, really nice. So in goes our spices, and then I'm going to put some eggs in there, and I'm just going to mix that up into a batter. I'm not going to over mix this batter, I just want to mix it enough just so that it's all combined. And once it's combined, it will look like this. So that's what you want. So in my loaf tin, I've got a bulldog clip and a peg on there. All that does is help us keep the greaseproof paper in place while I'm putting my mixture in. I do not bake the loaf cake with the peg and stuff on. Take them off before it goes in the oven. So I'm using a silicone spatula because that gets all of the mixture out of the bowl. So this loaf cake, once I've flattened it all down and stuff, that'll go into the oven. My oven's gas, so I put it in between gas mark 4 and 5. Your oven times will vary. So I put mine into the oven and bake that for about an hour. Obviously just check it throughout. Do the skewer test, put a skewer in to make sure that it's all cooked all the way through. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Doing a loaf cake is super easy and simple. So what I'm doing next while that's in the oven is I'm going to prep the, what's it called? Buttercream for the top. So this is going to be Biscoff buttercream. So in there is our butter and our icing sugar. So I'm going to give that a bit of a whiz. And again, I'm using the Aldi's biscuit spread, which is just the same, to be fair. So we're going to mix that in, and that's going to give us our Biscoff flavoured buttercream. Now, if that's a little bit stiff, which mine was, just put a little bit of milk in, tablespoon at a time, just to soften it up, just so that it goes sort of silky smooth like this. That's how I fill my piping bag. I always open it up over a pint glass. It just makes it so much easier to fill the bag, to be fair. I do have a little bit of mixture left in the bowl, but not to worry. I can use that later or just throw it out. Either way, it will keep in the fridge for a short while as well. And there's the Aldi's knockoff biscuits there. And there's my loaf cake out of the oven. So that there looks absolutely gorgeous. And it smells so good too. So it's entirely up to you how you decorate your cake. So all I'm doing is I'm just doing some swirls on the top here. And you can see there that my buttercream is soft enough to pipe, but obviously it's sort of holding its shape. I did put my cake in the fridge for a short while just for it all to set before cutting into it. So I'm just going to top mine off with some biscuits. You can decorate it however you want. You can have more or less. You can even just, you know, break the biscuits up into a fine crumb if you want and sprinkle over the top. So I'm going to make a Biscoff drizzle, and you can either pop this in the microwave on short bursts to melt it down, or do it like I do over a pan of hot water. And then you're just going to drizzle. And again, as much or as little as you like. And there you have it. There is our Biscoff loaf cake. And again, it's entirely up to you. If you want biscuits on, you can crush them, do whatever you want. This is just how I've done it there. And it was absolutely gorgeous. So I do hope you try and enjoy.